Hey Mercedes,
How may I help you?
I'm stressed.
Maybe the program will help you enjoy it. I will turn it on.
And that turns on this display. The music comes on with soothing sounds. The seat coolers get on. The seat massagers come on. And it does put you in a very relaxed frame of mind. The S-Class has always been a beacon for the future of the automobile, be it chassis technology or safety or powertrains, except we all know that the future is going to be electric. And in that sense, this diesel engine is not showing us anything about the future. And that's why in this video for the next 20 minutes, we're going to show you 30 things that makes the S-Class the best automobile in the world. Everybody's talking about connectivity, about digitization, about big screens, and the S-Class, these interiors are phenomenal. It shows us what our regular cars 5, 10, 15 years from now will eventually spot. So no driving in this video, but we're going to run you through the cabin. And if you like this video, give us a thumbs up, and also don't forget to say subscribe to the Evo India channel. First thing that strikes you is this massive screen in the center. Now this is an OLED screen, not your regular LCD screen that you would find in the E-Class, A-Class, all of that. But this is like your mobile phone screen. Now it is 12.8 inches and it is oriented in a portrait format. And this screen, it takes away 27 analog functions, including the traditional rotary dial that was there in the S-Class. All that is gone, and now everything is on this massive touchscreen. It seems to float against this panel of wood, which also flows into the doors, and above that are the aircon vents. These aircon vents actually reflect terribly on the windscreen, but what I really like about them are the controls for the aircon vents. These are not your rotary dials as in the past, but nice metal buttons that are tactile brilliance. Now, usually grouping everything onto a touchscreen infotainment is a recipe for disaster because you never know where what is and you're constantly hunting between menus. But here, everything is logically arranged. So the climate control is this panel out here in the bottom, and you always know where the temperature and the blower settings are. The menu system is very well organized, very clear, and of course, because there is so much of digital real estate, it all looks brilliant. Now, what all can you do with the infotainment? It starts with wireless CarPlay. So your phone connected, you got a wireless charging pad out there, shut it, clean surface out here. Your CarPlay display actually does occupy a significant portion of the digital real estate. And below that, you have your climate control. So that is fixed and that doesn't change. So you always know how to adjust the temperature and the blower settings. So this is on the CarPlay. Then you go into the menus of the system. First is navigation. This again is a 3D effect for the navigation. So when you zoom in, you can see the buildings, you can change the orientation of the building, which is all really cool. And that is also reflected on the virtual cockpit. Next, you have your music, which is connected via CarPlay. You have your media. Then this obviously is the really cool part. So you have massage seats. All 4 people in the car all have massage seats. So you have the different modes. You have hot relaxing back, relaxing shoulders, mobilizing, classic massage, wave massage, depth waves, deep workout with the cushion, workout with the backrest. There is a cushion also somewhere here in the car. Then the seats. Now, both the driver as well as the passenger have active side bolsters, so you can adjust the amount of side support that you want. And then when you go around corners, the bolster on the opposite side of the corner, it actually inflates, so it holds you in place, which is really cool. That's the dynamic multi-contour seat, so that's the adjustable side bolsters. You have the heating settings, the cooling settings. You also have seat kinetics, so that is basically to energize you. I will show that properly. So this is the Energizing Comfort, so there are different modes for it. You have this training mode, and there
Come to 10 minutes of muscle activation. Small, subtle movements boost muscle coordination and the health of your back. Please pay attention to the traffic. Interrupt the exercise as soon as the traffic situation requires. Carrying out the training exercises lies within your responsibility. Select a straight posture.
So basically, in your S-Class, the S-Class will make sure that you are exercising. Very cool touch. Then there is the ambient lighting. It's got this multicolor lighting. I'll show you the different colors that you can get. So in the monochrome, you can adjust the different colors of the ambient lighting. And this slider, it actually has a haptic feedback. So it's not just a slider and you don't know where your fingers are. So it's got a nice haptic feedback. And this is another cool touch that I must point out. So when you adjust the temperature, now I'm making it warmer, and you get that red band going across the ambient lighting, and it goes all across the car. So on the driver side, there's a different band that changes colors, and this is really, really cool. So that's on the ambient lighting. You can adjust the brightness of it, can go down to even 0 if you want, or make it full bright, make it look like a nightclub. You have different effects also for the ambient lighting. Then you have the different modes for the driver, so you can change it into 3D display for the digital cockpit. You also have your vehicle raise button. You can lower the rear head restraints, get better view out of the back. And of course you have your active lane keep assist, the steering assist. So you also have your driver assist modes on this. And then you have your vehicle settings. It's a very high quality display, very, very responsive. This is the most responsive touchscreen on any car on sale today. Then you have a climate menu. You can adjust the second row cooling also from the front. You have ionization as well as an air freshener. And this is 4-zone climate control. So each passenger and the driver can adjust it suiting their mood and their requirement. This is on the first row of seats. And I must show you this. Check out the display out here. Just check that out. It's such a cool touch. These graphics are done so well, and it's just everything makes you go wow. Really, everything out here makes you go wow. Then you have this virtual cockpit, but calling it a virtual cockpit is underselling this, because there is nothing like this on any car. This is a 3D display. So you have your dials which seem to be floating against a background. In this case, it's a sun-kissed desert that the dials are floating against. And of course, you can then change the display. So this is understated. Then you have Sport, where you have this red concentric bezels that flow into the screen. Then you have your Exclusive, which again has dials floating against a background. You have the traditional Classic, and then you have the navigation. Now in the navigation, your turn indicators seem to float above the map. Also your display for the speed, that also floats above the map. So it looks really cool, and it also tracks your eyes. So when you look at the wing mirror on the left, you can just adjust the wing mirror. You don't have to use the left-right controls, because it knows that you're looking at that wing mirror and that's the mirror to be operated. So it is really cool. And looking at a 3D display without 3D glasses, it is phenomenal. Now the first lot of S-Classes, the first 150 cars all get the AMG line body kit, which also gets this AMG steering wheel, which looks really cool. It's a nice meaty rim, flat bottom, it's dimpled on the sides, feels really good. And it also has touch controls. Now it's got two zones. The touch controls on the left are for the big infotainment, on the right are for the virtual cockpit. You get the controls for the driver assistance systems. On the left you get the stereo controls. It is a beautiful looking steering wheel. Behind it are these paddle shifters for the gearbox, and these paddle shifters aren't plastic like even the GLS and the E-Class, but these are proper metal paddle shifters which are delightful to touch. Behind that are the stalks. Now, who talks about indicator stalks and a gear selector stalk? Who really cares about it? But I have to point this out because this is such a high quality piece. It's got this knurled finish for the wiper controls. Even the gear selector stalk is different from the other Mercs, and this really takes everything that we know about Mercs and raises it up not one but two notches. Now for the 3D effect on the virtual display, you can also switch it off. So you have the 3D mode out here. So you can switch that off, and the 3D effect, it also can make you a bit queasy when you are really getting used to it. So you can actually switch it off here, but for us, I'm going to keep it on because this is too freaking cool. Then there is the seat adjuster. Now having the adjuster in the shape of the seat is a typical Merc feature, but these controls are completely new. These are metal units and they've got this knurled finish on top, which feels very good. Nice machined feel to it. In the operation, now these don't really move, but it's more or less touch sensitive. Above that, you have the memory function, you have the seat heater, cooler, you can also control the left seat from here. And this entire panel again, it seems to float against the door pad. And behind that is the ambient lighting. So again, it looks really cool. On the right of the steering wheel is the headlamp control, and this is mounted on the door, and that just enhances the sense of spaciousness. And a mirror image of that is the engine start stop on the left of the steering wheel, and between that you have these aircon vents. Now I never point out aircon vents, do I? But this is such a high quality unit that also looks really good. And then you have your Burmester sound system. Now all Mercs, they have Burmester sound system, but this is different. This has got 31 speakers, including a banging subwoofer in the boot. This has also got 1750 watts and 4D surround sound. So you have your 3D sound, and then the 4D sound, that means that each of these seats, there's got like a sort of subwoofer in them, or at least a speaker in them. So with the bass of the music, the seats also, it gives you a punch in your back so you can feel the music. And I mean, you can really feel the music. It sounds gimmicky, but believe me, the first time I heard it, and even then, every day I've been playing this, it just sounds so incredible. Once you get used to this, you can't go back to normal sound systems. This is out of the world. The S-Class has always been a hugely complex piece of machinery from a technological standpoint, but in this case, it is even more so from the interior standpoint. This is a completely new philosophy focused on electrification, on digitization, and on connected features. But the S-Class hasn't forgotten its traditional values of comfort and refinement. And for that, I had to jump into the backseat and demonstrate that. Walk towards the S-Class with your key in the hand, and these retractable door handles pop out. Now, this is part of the extras on the first launch edition cars in India. So normal S-Classes, they get a regular pull type door handle, which is there in all other Mercs, which we are familiar with. These cars also get rear wheel steer, they get 4MATIC, they get the AMG line body kit. They are fully loaded, but the price is also fully loaded. 2.2 crore rupees is heck of a lot. What do you think of the pricing? Drop it in the comments below. The S-Class is based on a heavily re-engineered version of Mercedes' MRA architecture, modular rear architecture. It has a lot of aluminum in it, but despite that, it weighs 10 kilos shy of 2 tons. And to maneuver such a big car, it also gets rear wheel steering. Now there are two versions of rear wheel steering that the S-Class gets, 4.5 degrees and 10 degrees. The cars that have come to India have got 4.5 degrees, but despite that small rear wheel steering, you can see how it works, and it reduces the turning circle, makes it more maneuverable. For something that is 5.3 meters long, the S-Class is surprisingly easy to drive. In terms of comfort, the S-Class gets airmatic suspension, and it can also be optioned with e-active body control, similar to what you get on the GLE and the GLS. Now, the first cars that have come to India don't have e-active body control. They just stick with airmatic with ADS Plus, and it is height adjustable suspension. So you can raise the body if you have like big speed breakers, so there's no fear of it touching down. This is the VIP seat, and with one touch, the front seat goes all the way in front, and of course you got recline for the back seat. And these seats, they are the most sumptuous that I've experienced apart from a Rolls-Royce or a Bentley. They are soft, yet they are supportive. They also look really good with this quilting kind of effect. And of course, when the seats stretch out, wow, this is this is the life. This really is the life. You also have the controls for the seats on the side for you. You also have massagers for these seats. You have these soft, fluffy pillows, which are the fluffiest and the softest on any car. Man, this is something else. This is the way to travel. This is the boss mode. At the back, you get 16 mm more headroom. You get 24 mm more legroom. You get 11 mm more elbow room. So it is a wider and more spacious cabin. Even the boot, you have 20 more liters of boot space. You expect and you get supreme cabin isolation. In terms of ride quality, this is fantastic. Now, how good? To give you a benchmark, we just drove the GLS Maybach, and that has e-active body control, but despite that, the S-Class, it rides one step better than the GLS Maybach. And these cars are on 20-inch wheels. When they start assembling the S-Class in India, I'm sure it'll go to smaller 19-inch wheels, and you will get even better ride quality. And of course, all S-Classes will get airmatic air suspension as standard. Both the backseat passengers get 11.6-inch screens, which rival the front screens for clarity, for response. Now, obviously, you can't reach the screen out there, and that's why you have this tablet in the middle where you can control all the functions of the screen. Now, this tablet is a Samsung Tab, and it doesn't seem like the most high quality item in the cabin, but then it does its job well. It is an Android tab, little laggy compared to the main screens, but again, you can have your massage controls out here, your seat cooling, your ambient lighting, so you can change the colors. You can change the colors from out here. You can do all of that via this tab over here. You get your cup holders, you get a wireless charging pad, you get HDMI ports out here and two USB-C ports, so you can connect your devices and you can watch your movies. You can connect your Amazon Fire Stick to that, and you can watch Netflix on your screens while you're being chauffeured to work and back. On the S-Class, you get 20 standard driver assistance aids, and all of that pings and beeps like crazy when you're driving in Indian traffic conditions. It also gets blind spot warning, but what's really cool about that is, apart from the indicator on the wing mirror, the ambient lighting on that side also pulses in red to warn you of something coming at your side. So this really is a step in the direction towards making the S-Class as safe as possible. And of course, in terms of safety, you get 10 airbags, and you also get airbags behind the front seat. So this is the first time that any car has got these airbags, but these are airbags for the rear passenger, which deploys from the back of the seat. It has 3-step authentication, so you can do payments with the S-Class. That's 20 minutes on the new S-Class, and we haven't even driven it. Well, I've driven it, but we haven't done a full drive review. That review will be up on the Evo India channel very soon. But first, let us know what you think of the deep dive into the S-Class. Should we do more videos like this, or should we stick to our regular thrill of driving videos? Let us know in the comments below. One thing is for sure though, you step out of the S-Class fresher than when you stepped inside it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Do let us know what you think about it and give us a thumbs up. Subscribe to the Evo India channel and hit the bell icon to keep pace with the thrill of driving.